Hey folks, how are you doing?
Hi.
I'm glad to hear it. How was the rest of your weekend? Jeremy, how are you doing?
Doing good.
I'm glad to hear it. And how was your weekend, Jeremy?
Not bad.
Good. I'm glad to hear that. Oh, did you do anything interesting?
No, not really.
I'm sorry. That's too bad. How about you, Emily? You do anything interesting last weekend?
No.
I'm sorry about that too. That's too bad. And everything else I need to have up on my computer. Okay, now this week we have some more people here. Emily is here. Good. Jeremy is here. Alvin is here. Hey, Alvin, how are you doing? Hi. All right. Well, we've got 3 of you here, so let's get started. And we'll worry about the other people if they show up. All right. Now, the thing that I asked you guys to do a couple of weeks ago was the Unit 4 essay, and that is for Saturdays. Last week, let's see. Last week, several people had not done it. Some people didn't show up to class. So I just want to remind you that the Unit 4 essay is still due on Saturday if you have time to do it. I recognize sometimes you don't have time, but it's a good idea to try. All right, so what we're going to do is this night obviously is for doing sort of the reading grammar part of the course, whereas Saturdays is doing the homework, doing the writing part. So my question for all of you guys is, I want thumbs up, thumbs down. Do you want separate homework for your Wednesday night class? Or do you just want homework for the Saturday class? Homework for Wednesday and Saturday. Homework for Saturday only.
Homework for Wednesday.
Okay, homework for Wednesday. What about Saturday? Is that okay?
I don't mind, but I don't want homework for both of the days.
Okay, that's a good, thank you, Emily. I think that's what Alvin is also saying. Jeremy?
Rather just Wednesdays.
Just Wednesdays. So what I'm really hearing is that the grammar and reading book homework is generally speaking easier than the writing homework. Probably true. All right, so here's the way it's going to work then. You guys will have, I'll assign homework and it will be due on Wednesdays. I don't know if I'm going to do the essay anymore because it's a couple of weeks old. We'll just go from today and see what we do. All right. Then let's get started. We are going to just walk through this stuff. We're going to talk about what homework we want to have assigned for next week. And obviously, starting on Saturday, you guys are going to be starting in on Unit 5 or something like that. Have you done the Unit 4 grammar and reading yet? I mean, this is the first time I've seen you guys on Wednesdays, really.
I just joined this class,
Yes, you did.
so I didn't.
All right. You know what? Let's start with just plain Unit 5. I know that you guys are going to be on Unit 5 in writing, so we're just going to start with Unit 5. And that way we don't have to worry about it. There it is. Okay, so what we're doing is we're starting off with conjunctions. Okay. All right, so what is a conjunction? Do you guys know what a conjunction is? Alvin, what is a conjunction?
Conjunction is something that connects sentences or ideas.
Sentences or ideas. The thing I want you to know about conjunctions is they connect things that are alike. Okay, so if you are connecting words, then you want to connect one word with another word. If you are connecting noun phrases, you want to connect one noun phrase with another noun phrase. If you're connecting whole sentences, then it's one sentence plus another sentence. And you really want these two to be the same. That's the main thing to remember, especially with coordinating conjunctions. Nick and John, name and name. I was never happy about the result, nor satisfied with the effort. And this is a verb phrase, nor a verb phrase. So they're similar on both sides. That's the piece I want you guys to remember. I like everything but that, word plus word. Now, of course, it doesn't always happen like that, but most of the time, and that's what I want you guys to take away with this. Okay, neither nor, either or, whether or, not only, but also. Do you guys know these? Thumbs up, thumbs down. Emily, all I need is thumbs up and thumbs down, especially because your video isn't up and running. Thank you. Okay. Connecting phrases and clauses. This is where we get the infamous fanboys, is when you are doing a coordinating conjunction. The coordinating conjunctions are for and, neither nor, but, or, yet, and so. The pairs, of course. Now, I'm not sure whether this lesson is going to go much into subordinating conjunctions, because I've seen you guys use them. You're pretty good, but they're a lot harder than coordinating conjunctions. Basically, you use them only when you are connecting two clauses, like a sentence, and it makes one sentence dependent on the other. Because when you put a subordinating conjunction in front of a sentence, that piece can no longer stand on its own as a sentence. So I love to study English because it is useful. Because it is useful, you can use in spoken English, but you can't use it in written English. It's not a full sentence because of the because at the beginning. I study English whenever I have a chance. Whenever I have a chance, again, not technically a full sentence. You have to have both pieces. Okay. Then they also talk here about adverb transitions. However, then, for example, instead, therefore. Some people call them adverb conjunctions. Some people call them adverb transitions. Some people simply call them adverbs and don't even worry about it. And these just have to be memorized. There's a certain number that do show a relationship between two ideas in that word, and they typically begin a sentence and are followed by a comma. However, comma, then, comma, for example, comma, instead, comma, therefore, comma. All right, you guys probably know these, so let's go and see how well you do in the quiz. Looks like there are 8 paragraphs or 8 questions. All right, here we go. All right. Now, we've been talking about conjunctions. When you have an adverb clause, you're modifying the entire clause. Please remember that the adverb clause contains a subject and a verb. Emily, can you read number 1 to me and then tell me if it contains an adverb clause?
In particular, I want to thank those of you in this room who are at the table working with us on the Government Coordinating Council.
Very nicely read. The clause at the beginning is in particular. Is that an adverb clause?
Can you repeat the definition of an adverb clause?
Good for you for asking. The difference between a clause and a phrase is that a clause has a subject and a verb, both of them. So in particular, does that piece contain a subject and a verb?
No.
Very good. Doesn't contain either one, does it? All right, so the answer there is no. Jeremy, you there?
Yeah.
Good. You're reading number 2, please. And then decide if there is an adverb clause.
Okay. This council has pushed forward quickly to establish a sector-specific plan and create protocols that will ensure that information reaches down to state and local officials and back up to us at the federal level, ensuring a coordinated response to potential threats. I don't think there's an
All right.
adverb clause in here.
You think there is?
No, there is not.
There is not. Very good. There is no separate clause which has a subject and a verb. Alvin, number 3, please.
Before I conclude, I want to ask for your assistance in 3 areas.
Does it have an adverb clause?
I don't think so.
Okay. Well, let's take a look. This one, unlike the other 2, this does have 2 clauses, right? And one is, it starts with before, which is kind of an adverb-like thing because it talks about time. So this is an adverb clause. So basically what this is saying is that subordinating conjunctions and subordinate clauses can act as adverbs. And that is what this is about. So the answer is, 3. And question number 2. So obviously we're going to be doing some fill in the blanks. So let's consider what part of speech has to fill in the blank. And comma, I want to thank. Emily, your turn. Give it a stab. Remember, if you don't know, it doesn't matter. I just want your best guess. What part of speech needs to fill in the first blank?
I don't know.
Good answer. The clue comes from the comma afterwards. This means that separate off from the main sentence, and that's where adverbs go. Adverbs go often either at the very beginning or very end of the sentence. Okay. So we know that it needs an adverb. Which word do you think would fit best?
Finally,
Perfect. Not finals, finally. 100%, that is the adverb form of it. And finally, I want to thank Indiana Secretary of State Connie Lawson for her service, et cetera, et cetera. She has been a driving force. Now, Jeremy, you're up next. Blank the progress that has been made. What kind of word fits here?
She has been a driving force. Can I see the choices?
You can.
She has been a driving force before the progress that she has been made. That
Nice
doesn't sound
idea.
right.
It really doesn't.
Yeah, neither does she has been a driving force behind the progress. Doesn't sound right.
Okay, she has not been a driving force since the progress has been made, because progress is often seen as sort of this machine engine that you're pushing along, and that's why we say a driving force behind the progress.
Oh, okay.
Okay. And what part of speech is behind?
Behind isn't that like an adverb? I'm thinking.
It shows an adverb relationship, but it's actually here a preposition.
Oh, okay.
Okay. Behind the progress. Okay. Sue, Alvin, number 3. These are some of the choices. What do you think? The progress that has been made.
Could I
Supporting.
the drop down menu is kind of blocking some of the words.
Actually, it isn't.
Oh, okay.
Supporting your rights as states to run elections, blah, working with us to provide the needed level. Go
I
ahead.
think it's while.
You are correct. And what part of speech is this?
Conjunction?
At this point, it is. It's a subordinating conjunction. Good. Like I said, guys, this stuff really isn't all that easy. Okay. Emily, the progress we've made is real, but the nation elections are more resilient today because of all the work we are doing. Which one?
And
you don't want these two to contrast because the second sentence is also good. So you want them to combine in a way that shows that both are good. One didn't cause the other, and neither one is negated. So and is correct. Jeremy. All right, actually, no. So Jeremy,
Yes.
read the sentence 1 and then tell me if it has an adverb.
Finally, it builds redundancy and resilience into your systems. Yeah, it has an adverb.
Good. Alvin, number 2. Tell me if it has, read it and tell me if it has an adverb.
Our elections are too important for, yeah.
Okay. Where is it?
It's too.
You're right. It's not the kind of adverb that we're thinking of, but it is an adverb because it modifies important. Very good. Emily, number 3.
This means thoughtfully upgrading technology, knowing your vendors, and ensuring that they are reliable and secure, and having the right personnel to bring it all together. Yeah,
Well, which one is it?
thoughtfully.
You rock. And Jeremy, number 4.
Before I conclude, I want to ask for your assistance in 3 areas. There's no adverb in there, right?
Very good. It's an adverb phrase, or an adverb clause rather, but it is not an adverb. Nice. Okay, number 5. Now these are all going to be correct part of speech. As importantly, inform the citizens of your states about the work you are doing. The more they understand what you are doing to secure election systems, the more confidence they will have in our elections. Alvin, importantly, what part of speech is it?
Importantly is adverb.
You got it. Emily, inform. Inform the citizens of your states. What part of speech is it?
A verb.
Very good. Of. Jeremy, of citizens of your states. What part of speech is it?
It's a preposition.
It is always a preposition. Very good. Citizens. Alvin, what part of speech is it?
Now.
It is. And Emily, what part of speech is it?
Determiner.
Perfect. You guys are very good. Thank you. Okay, question 6. Now we have these huge, ginormous, awful, ridiculous selection things. Let's see if we can work through it. All right, so it's a call to action. Blank. I am both proud of the work that has already been done and encouraged by growing collaboration. Our work is far from over. All right, Jeremy, this is going to be yours. Read this carefully.
I am both proud of the work that has already been done and encouraged by growing collaboration. Our work is far from over. I urge you all to continue to make
Wait. I just want you to select the right word from number 1.
But I'm proud to, wait, no. That doesn't sound right. Wow.
You're right, doesn't. Nope.
Because?
No, because means that because I am proud of the work, our work is far from over. These are the two that you are contrasting, those two pieces. I am proud of the work, our work is far from over. Which one shows the best relationship between the two?
While?
Very good. While I'm proud of the work that's been done, our work is yet far from over. Good. Now, Alvin, you get the next one, and I think we've already seen it before. Blank, I conclude. I want to ask for your assistance.
Before I conclude.
You got it. First, get prepared and protected. Don't underestimate the abilities of our adversaries, and don't assume you would be affected. Blank the next attempt. Emily?
By
the next attempt. Good. Oops, I forgot to select it. I assure you, they learn and get better. Blank, you seek assistance from DHS, private sector partners, or other state agencies. Utilize the resources available to you. Jeremy, this is another one where you need to show a relationship between two phrases that are neither completely the same
Okay.
nor complete opposite. So let's see what we
Alright.
got.
Weather.
Perfect. And then she talks more about agencies. Alvin, some states may only some assistance from DHS and others none at all. Let's see what we got.
Some states may only be receiving.
Perfect. This whole text is pretty much in present tense. So this one is two. Now there's none at all. By no means does that indicate their election systems are not secure.
And
I don't think so. I think this is going to be a but because it suggests that if they don't receive much money from whatever DHS is, then they may not need it to because their election systems are secure. But these people are saying, even though it may seem like they don't need our help, in fact, they might need it. And that is a but relationship. Does that make sense?
yeah,
Good answer. It really doesn't. They're talking about election systems and whether their election systems, basically they mean all of their hardware and software and the way that they keep tabs on all the votes. These have to be secure, very secure, or our voting system does not work at all. So it's an extremely important thing that they remain secure. Now you might think that a state who doesn't want any help from the national agency would be perfect at the job. We don't want any help because we don't need any help. But this person says, even though some states may not want much help, it is not true that they don't need it. They just don't know that they want it. So some states may be receiving a little bit, but that doesn't indicate that their systems are not secure. It's definitely a contrast. They could be secure, they could not be secure. We don't know just because they are asking for assistance. Does that part make sense?
mm-hmm.
Better, huh? Okay. Just as there is no correct way to run an election, there is no correct way to secure them. The incorrect way is to assume you can withstand a nation state attacks on your own. Jeremy?
Despite the incorrect way? No, that doesn't make sense. While?
So I think we're contrasting the incorrect way with the correct way.
No, it's not despite, it's not while, it's not. Oh, but the incorrect
Yeah.
way is assume you can withstand. Okay.
I may have been wrong up here on number 6. You know what? I'm going to go with your answer, Emily. I like and up here better. And by no means does that indicate, I'm not sure which way they went there. Okay. Second, raise awareness with your partners and constituents. We can do more. Okay, here we go. They are blank on the front lines. What do you think, Alvin?
They are truly on the front lines.
Very good. They are truly on the front lines, and we need your help to ensure that jurisdiction has access to information and best practices and knows who to call when they see a problem.
Every.
Every, very good. Every jurisdiction. You've heard about our last mile initiative. I encourage you to take us up on this service and expand our reach. Each and every county and locality. Jeremy?
Wait, that's right. Expand our reach, and there's the 4 words, and the next word is each, right? Each and every.
Yes.
Okay. Hold on. Under
Each and every county. Mean like below ground?
Oh no. Without each and every count.
Not quite.
Not really,
Do you know what a county is?
Yeah.
And a locality. Do you know what that means?
Yeah, I know what that means.
Okay, good. Replace those words if you need to with city or neighborhood.
Okay.
And that might make it a little easier to figure out.
At.
Very close. Into is actually what we're looking for, because the idea is we're expanding our reach.
Oh, okay.
And if you expand your reach at, it kind of indicates that you stop before you get there. So you want to go into.
Okay.
Okay. All right. Question 7. My brother and I choose to play hockey, skate on the frozen pond, but we never do both. All right, Emily. And the trick is we never do both. So which of these parallel choices is never do both?
Either or.
Perfect. Okay, we must have the ability to ensure the American public that a disruption occurs. Jeremy.
Wherever.
Wherever, yes. Very nice. So you guys, your instincts are fantastic. You may not always know exactly what you're doing, but you know how to do it. So that was really good. Now we just let it wait. Oh, look, they wanted even if. The thing is, Jeremy, that both of them work. Even if probably is better, because it says that there's likely not to be a disruption, whereas wherever suggests that there will be a disruption. But on the other hand, they both work. Yeah. So even if is a little bit better. Okay. Independent clauses. Just based on what I have said and resaid, you guys should already know that an independent clause contains a subject and a verb. Predicate is different from verb. Predicate is everything after the subject, not always including adverbs. So the subject can be long or short, and we'll talk about that. Well, they're doing subjects first. So subjects can be either long or short. They can be a single word. Apples taste good. They can be 2 words. Red apples taste good. They can be an entire phrase. Red apples from this garden taste good. And so here what we have is what's called the complete subject and the simple subject. The simple subject is just the word apples. That's the one word that is the subject. The rest of us tells us which apples we're talking about. And sometimes your subject will already be simple, and sometimes you have to look into the subject in order to find that single word that is your real subject. And that's important because that's what's going to dictate subject-verb agreement. And it can get confusing. All right. You guys all know what subject-verb agreement is, so I'm not even going to worry about that. Now, the next thing is the predicate, and they are not being complete here. They're going with a fairly simple predicate, where they mean that you have a subject, a verb, and then a simple predicate, or it's also called a complement, predicate adjective, predicate noun. And that is after a very small number of verbs, you get a noun that links the subject and the predicate together, or you have an adjective that goes back and, I believe, always describes the subject. So subject, verb, noun. I like ivyGoal. That is, oh dear. It's not how I describe it, but what can I say? This is also called the object. And if you've studied it in school, you usually call the noun afterward the object or even direct object. The predicate adjective is where it goes back and describes the subject. A predicate noun is actually where the noun goes back and describes the subject. I am a teacher. You are a student. You are studying. You are studious. Those are predicate adjectives and nouns. Let's take the quiz and we'll talk about what's going on with some of these things. Any questions? You guys probably know this stuff pretty well, is my guess. We're not talking about real difficult grammar here. Anybody have any questions about subject and verb and predicate? A big resounding no. All right. So what they want you to do here, and there's a number of different questions. Most of the rest of them will be a lot easier than this one. They would like you to create your own question. What I would like you to do is I don't think I want a multiple choice question. I want a question where there is an obvious error or a fill in the blank. Okay, we've just done a bunch of fill in the blanks. I know you've all done fixing errors. So please write a question that asks people to fix errors or to fill in the blanks, and then create the wrong sentence or the fill in the blank area and put the whole answer into chat, please. Okay, Jeremy?
Wait, do you have to write the answer?
Yes, you do.
Oh, okay.
And I would actually ask you to put in several possible answers. Give me 3 possible answers. Now, what does this have to do with coordinating conjunctions or Remember that this is about what we've just been learning. Coordinating conjunctions,
Oh, it's like it's like
subordinate,
four different words, and like one of them are the correct one, right?
right,
Oh,
but
okay.
it better be an adverb. And I don't know that that's true.
Yeah, it's not an adverb.
Okay, I need an adverb, a coordinating conjunction, or a subordinating conjunction. The last thing for you, Jeremy, is you don't need to put quotation marks around your blank.
Oh, okay.
Emily, good job. Alvin? Yep. Okay.
Can I see the question again?
Sure. The question is, you need to make a question about something that we've been studying. Adverbs, adverb phrases, coordinating conjunctions, coordinating clauses, or coordinating subordinating conjunctions. So you just need to make me a question, preferably a fill in the blank, and then give me some possible answers.
Can I have preposition?
You could do a preposition instead. That would be fine. All right. And here we go. Now, some other answers that we might have here is of, by, into. Okay, just to make people confused. All right, nicely done. Okay, folks, identify the adverb in the following sentence. We are up to Emily. Which of these four words is an adverb?
Specifically,
Yeah. Jeremy, what is the subject of the following sentence? And I want the simple subject, the one-word subject.
It's just one word, right?
Yep,
Others.
yep, because it's the right after still. It's the first word of the sentence, and that's usually where they are, right in the beginning. Okay, Alvin, what is the verb of the main clause? So what you're going to have to do is figure out where is the, good Lord, this is miserable. Do you understand what you need to do?
No.
I really don't blame you. This is kind of crazy. I've never seen people do it like this. Okay, so basically your choices for the verb, the action, are as follows. It might be A, potential uses for new materials. Uses here, is that a verb? It's got an adjective right in front of it. That's a hint.
Which one again?
Uses.
Uses.
is-
No, it's not a verb.
Very good. Your next choice is are.
I think that one is the verb.
You know, I think you're right. And they're kind of trying to make life crazy by doing a lot of other choices, but we're just going to say B. All right, there we go. Emily, question number 5. Subject of the main clause of this sentence. Okay. And remember that Alvin identified the main verb as are, which makes sense because this first clause right here is sure enough an independent clause right here. It's not dependent, it is independent. So that makes sense for our main clause. Are is the verb. So now we look before are and we find out what is the subject.
New material.
That is a good choice. However, look at here. See this? Subjects never come after a preposition, ever, 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 ever. Give me a second guess.
Potential uses.
You got it. That is the first noun in this sentence, and it does not come after a preposition, so therefore it is very likely to be the main subject. Adjective clauses. Now, an adjective clause is a clause that describes something. Jeremy? Which of these describe a something? Okay. In creating the coming generation, blah, blah, blah. What does it describe?
Materials.
No. It
no.
describes how it's going to be employed.
Employed.
Generally speaking, when you see a prepositional clause, it nearly always, not always, but nearly always describes what comes directly in front of it.
Okay.
Okay. So now our next one here is that can detect toxic chemical, yada, yada. Again, something like this is a relative clause that describes what comes right in front of it. What comes right in front of it? Jeremy, what is this word?
Sensors.
Sensors. Is sensors a noun or a verb?
Sensors is a thing, so it's a noun.
It's a noun. So that can detect, does it describe a noun or a verb?
It describes Says sentence that can detect toxic chemicals.
That can detect toxic chemicals goes back, and she's doing weird things to you. You're being asked to identify relative clauses, which we haven't discussed yet, and we should. But this is a relative clause. It follows a noun and it describes that noun,
Yeah.
which means that this is an adjective clause because it describes a noun.
Okay.
Okay. And we are out of time. Here is what I'd like you guys to do for what we're doing, right? Yeah, we're doing unit 5. Okay. I would like you guys to finish this unit 5B grammar 40 sentence structure independent clause. We're not going to do any major writing this week.
The 40 sentence thing, right?
Yeah. All right. So we're going to have 3 pieces of homework. One is the 40 sentence structure. And I will be putting this into the notes. One is let's just do the first one, U5L1D-56 homework. Again, I'll put it into the notes. And then I want you to do outline writing practice. And that will also be for next Wednesday. Okay? So those are the 3 pieces. If you would like more, I can give you some optionals. Otherwise, that will be it.
Thank you.
Thanks, you guys.
Thank
I will put these in the notes and I will
All
see
right.
you all
Bye.
See ya.
later. Bye.